Hello and welcome, I am Dad Plays Games, and in this video, let's talk about Xbox.
Right, let's talk Xbox. I don't know if it's just me, but whenever I hear someone talk about the next generation of consoles, they always assume there's gonna be a refresh mid-generation, and they always assume that we're going to see a PlayStation 6 and a next generation Xbox. Here's the thing, I don't think we will. I do think we'll see a PlayStation 6. We might even see a PlayStation 5 Pro. There's even rumors about it. But I don't think we'll see an Xbox. Now, why is that? Well, I think there's a couple of different reasons. Firstly, why would Xbox, by a margin, smallest player in the console market, why would they do a refresh? You might say because the Series S and the Series X is not up to speed, and sure, you might be right. However, when you look at it at the standpoint, like who are they acquiring? They're looking at who can make content for us. And yes, to some extent, that is to provide exclusives for their library of like first-party games for Xbox to bring people over into the ecosystem. But spending this much money and this much effort on building that up, when you're one, not the market leader, in fact, you're quite the opposite, and two, you're in a market that's barely growing. I saw a report the other day that the console market as a whole has only grown by like 3 or 4% year over year. Xbox is on record, like Phil Spencer has said in interviews, that they think that they have fed the market, so to speak, in terms of Game Pass on console. That's why they're pushing Game Pass on PC.
We're seeing incredible growth on PC. I think Satya Nadella, in our earnings yesterday, the CEO of Microsoft talked about, I think, 130, 140% year-over-year growth on PC, which is really where we're focused. On console, I've seen growth slow down.
They don't have more customers willing to pay for Game Pass on the Xbox ecosystem. So they could either try to bring more people in or expand the service. Bringing people in seems to not be working for them. People are choosing PlayStation or Nintendo over Xbox quite a lot. So for them to then go, how do we do this? I mean, they've tried the exclusives. It's not really working. They've tried a lot of things. I think what they're trying to do right now is pivot the company and the brand of Xbox into not be a hardware console maker, but be a content powerhouse. Like, think EA, Ubisoft, and obviously Activision Blizzard because they bought them, combined. They'll be massive. And they will have a subscription service, Game Pass, and be able to offer that on more places than just PC and their own console. So if you, for example, take a look at Minecraft. Minecraft released on most consoles, or I think all consoles, and then Microsoft bought them, and it kept being there. I think they even expanded it to more places. There isn't a PS5 edition of Minecraft. Why is that? Well, because Sony did not want to give Microsoft, their main competitor in the console market space, not counting Nintendo because Nintendo's Nintendo, they didn't want to give them dev kit and developer support, which they do to other third-party content providers. Why? Because of their competitor. So for them to then say, you should buy Minecraft on the PS5, it's a harder sell. They will sell less copies to this. I can assure you that that they will have a hard time getting a Switch 2 dev kit. They will have a hard time getting the new PlayStation dev kit, as long as they are in that market. They will also not be able to put Game Pass on these platforms. And I think they do want to do that. But remember, they have fed the market within the Xbox ecosystem. They still have some ways to go on the PC space, but then what? They need to grow Game Pass in order to grow the business. So for them to say, we're losing money on the console, let's not make any more R&D investments into new consoles, and instead put that money towards making content and bringing Game Pass, which is probably a big sell for them, because that's where they get a lot of their money, because subscriptions is profitable in general. I'm not saying they're making money of it, but they could. And bringing those subscriptions to 100 million new people. Keep in mind, Game Pass has what? 30 million users maybe at this point? Let's assume they have 30 million active subscribers. Let's say even 40, 50. If they could get even 20% of the PlayStation and Switch user base to sign up for Game Pass as well, that's more than twice that. They would triple Game Pass in size in terms of subscriber numbers. Keep in mind they're also buying King. That's why they're buying Activision Blizzard. They want to get the mobile game makers to make games for mobile so that they can bring Game Pass to mobile along with cloud support. They've partnered with NVIDIA GeForce Now, they've partnered with Boosteroid and several others within the cloud gaming space so that they can bring Game Pass to those people as well. Microsoft's end goal is bringing Game Pass to more people, and they can't as long as they are a competitor in the hardware console space. That's why they're not buying any new hardware companies to get good patents like Sony is. Sony bought a headset company the other week. That's why they're not pushing out new hardware, new peripherals like Sony is. They are not in the market to do more hardware. I don't think we'll see another generation of a console. If we do, it will be reluctantly, and it will be as a, oh yeah, we're falling behind and we're not done with the strategy yet, let's push out. What I think will happen is, they will ride this generation out, and then when Sony says, it's time for us to show off the PS6, Microsoft will be like, and we will not. This is our last console, we're no longer doing consoles. Hey Sony, how about a deal? Can we bring Game Pass to you? They're gonna do that. And all of these games that are currently exclusive to Xbox, that are first party exclusives, will be available on PlayStation. You will be able to play Starfield on the PlayStation at some point. Yes, it will take like 5 years, but they will do it because they want to. Because that's where their money is. Their money isn't building the Xbox ecosystem anymore because that's not working for them. They've tried. They tried really hard and they did it for a while, but just look at the numbers. It doesn't add up. And I might be completely off base with this, guess. It might be completely different from what their real strategy is, and they may just want to buy all of these companies to get more exclusives and grow the Xbox ecosystem. But I don't think they will. And keep in mind, Microsoft also has Azure, like the second biggest data center provider in the world. They also have Windows. Because Microsoft, at the end of the day, that's what they're known for, software. Microsoft is a software company. They are not known for making hardware. Sure, Xbox is now, but like they want to get out of that business because they don't really know what they're doing in it. They want to make really good software. And I think they will be able to. If you look at it from this perspective, Game Pass Ultimate, giving you 500 games, including several first-party day one, and getting that on wherever you play. PlayStation, Switch, maybe you even sub once and you have it on all of them. That's a good deal. It already is a good deal, even if you don't have an Xbox. I'm signed up to Game Pass and I don't have an Xbox. I can play it through cloud gaming, or I can play it on my phone, streamed, or I can play some games on my old PC. Just a few. Because that's where the value is. So I think you will see Xbox leave the console market. And I don't think it will happen anytime soon. This sort of thing takes 3, 4, 5, 10 years maybe to happen, but it will. That's the plan, I think. If you disagree, let me know in the comments why, and we'll have a civil discussion about it. And I'm sure this will ruffle some feathers, and like I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm not saying that Xbox is bad. I'm just saying Microsoft doesn't want to do it anymore. They're a software company, they're not a hardware company, and that's all there is to it. If you look at Sony, they are a hardware company. The only reason you get good first-party exclusives is because that sells more hardware, and the more Sony hardware you buy, the happier their shareholders are. A really good Spider-Man game will sell a couple more PlayStations. That might lead to people buying new Sony Bravia TVs, Sony, home theater systems, you name it. That's why Sony's doing it. Microsoft, they just want to build software. That's what they're known to do. That's what they're set up to do as a company. And I think that's what will happen. See you next time.